And welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Junior Judah Garcia, and here are some of the top stories we have for you tonight. Governor setting aside $1 million to fight Hovenza. Retro pay for landowners and the second annual Small Fry Tournament. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8.
News Channel 8 is brought to you by Body Beast. Call in the Virgin Islands 1-800-458-6815 for Body Beast.
This program is the real deal. If you knew me a while ago and you see me today, you'd be like, man, what are you doing? I'm doing Body Beast.
I decided to try Body Beast because I was looking for something different. I wanted to lose weight at the same time gain muscle. It's easy.
In our top story, legislation approved in committee Tuesday would set aside $1 million from any available funds to help sue Hovenza for $40 million. The refinery is not paying on a court settlement. In January, Governor Kenneth Mapp announced the administration would take Hovenza and its parent companies to court to get the $40 million owed to the territory from a recent environmental settlement that Hovenza is holding hostage. Mapp said he planned to seek this $1 million in a State of the Territory address that month. The settlement is Hovenza's share of cleanup costs of a leak the refinery reported back in 1982 and has been cleaning up ever since. The USVI government eventually settled the suit for $43.5 million, with $3.5 million received at the settlement signing and a remaining $40 million coming after the sale of the refinery or by December 31st, 2014, whichever came first. But the refinery did not sell Hovenza and has announced its plan to use the $40 million to close and mothball the facility. Land-owning government employees and retirees may be first to get decades-old retroactive pay if legislation before the Senate is enacted into law. Tuesday, the State Finance Committee heard testimony on a bill to allow government employees who are owed retroactive monies a credit of 25% of their real property tax bill for the next 5 years or until their entire retroactive pay is settled. The committee voted to hold the measure briefly until the legislature can analyze the impact of the bill on government finances. At issue is nearly $300 million in promise but never paid raises dating back to the 1980s and 1990s. Unions negotiated pay increases, but the money to pay them was not available at the time. They represent salary increases that were negotiated, contracted, but never actually paid because there were never sufficient government revenues to cover them. Meanwhile, gratuities are voluntary tips and cannot be mandatory, according to acting DLCA Commissioner Devin Carrington. Carrington discussed the potential illegality of automatic gratuities.
What's been happening is this. The restaurants have a practice whereby if you eat at their restaurant, they have what is called a gratuity charge. That gratuity charge can be between 15 and 18% of the cost of your meal. There are two issues that the department has with that. Number one, if it's gratuity in essence is a voluntary thing where you actually give a tip to a waiter or waitress for good service given. You don't have to give a tip if you don't want to, but the way it's presented by these restaurants is that it's a mandatory charge. We're saying that if it's gratuity, if it's truly gratuity, it's voluntary and it's not mandatory and nobody should be forced to pay that charge. In that sense, it's deceptive. We're not discouraging the tipping of waitresses or waiters, But we're saying that to call it a gratuity charge and to make it mandatory is deceptive. That's what we call in the law a deceptive trade practice. If you want to implement that type of charge, well, we think that it should be called a service charge. That's the best characterization of what's going on. On the other, in addition to that, there's also the problem of people who are coming to get that service, in this case in a restaurant, not being given notice of the fact that they're required to pay this charge. The law requires that any patron, any consumer, must be given information on the full extent, the full cost of an item or service that they're purchasing prior to paying for that service. In other words, if there in fact is a charge that is called a service charge rather than a gratuity, then there must be some public notice in the restaurant of the fact that this charge is in fact required of the patron. That way the patron can make a decision as to whether or not they want to pay that charge. If they don't want to, then they don't frequent that restaurant. If they decide to frequent that restaurant, having notice of that charge, then they're required to pay it. So, two things. Number one, calling it a gratuity is deceptive, which is against the law. And secondly, such a practice, such a charge needs to be made public, needs to be publicized conspicuously for the consumer so that they can make a decision as to whether or not they want to frequent that establishment and get the service that establishment is offering. And that's the extent of the reason for my press release. Once again, there are some people who are saying, well, hey, you're discouraging the tipping of waitresses and waiters. No, that's not the case. We encourage that, but it can't be mandatory. If it's mandatory, then it's not a gratuity. Call it what it is. It's a service charge. And let people know that there's a service charge so that they can make a decision as to whether or not they want to pay that charge or whether or not they want to frequent that establishment. Simple as that.
Well, it's not mandatory, but it's always great to leave a fantastic tip for fantastic service. Don't go anywhere. We have more news straight ahead.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
And welcome back to News Channel 8. We now take you to the Women's Center of Wang Louis Hospital, where they have made some new improvements and along with some new equipment. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Milidan Zamora. I'm the lead mammographer at the Women's Center at Juan Luis Hospital in St. Croix, Virgin Islands. We are located right now in the waiting room of the Women's Center. This is in the main lobby, in the first floor, main lobby of the hospital. This is Aisha Martin. She is the center receptionist. So Aisha is the one who's going to welcome when you guys come in. In the waiting room, we have, like you can see, we have various nice, comfortable chairs. We also have a patient bathroom in this location. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little tour of our center. And this is another reception. This is the entrance for our diagnostic imaging center. I'm going to give you a little tour. In here we have the radiologist's office. I don't know if he's there or not, but no, and that's where the dictations take place. This is Dr. Andrew Gallivert, and he's one of our radiologists. Right now they have a patient in ultrasound, but I'm going to show you very soon one of the ultrasound rooms. By the way, the hospital just got new ultrasound machines. They are 3D. They are amazing images with this equipment. And I'm going to introduce you to Vilma Vasquez, who's the lead ultrasound technologies. Right here, I'm going to show you one of my favorite rooms. This is the bone densitometry room. Bone densitometry is the room we test you for osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is the lack of calcium and mineral in the bones. Osteoporosis and osteopenia. Osteopenia is one of the step below osteoporosis. Our Discovery equipment is one of the newest scanners by Hologic. Hologic is the brand of our equipment, and this is done by laser. The bone densitometry takes at least 15 minutes, and it's very, very excellent. We fax all the reports directly to the physicians. So I recommend you ladies to have bone densitometry. Right here, we're going to pass now to a little waiting room. A little waiting room when the ladies come in. We have a little dressing room here where you can lock your clothing and your personal items. In here, we use this little room because sometimes we have 2 patients at a time. So it's nice to sit down there, read and talk, and so that's our little waiting room. Right now, I'm going to welcome to our mammography suite. This is Miss Selenia. Selenia, again, is by the company of our equipment is Hologic. It's one of the tops in the market right now. Miss Selenia is our mammography machine. It's digital, and one of the newest machines right now in the island. Right here behind here is also Hologic. By the way, I'm very proud to say that the 19th of this month, St. Croix for the first time is going to have stereotactic biopsies. This is part of our equipment for stereotactic machine for doing breast biopsies, where it's less invasive procedure when the ladies do not have to go to the operation room.
Artist John Jones will be hosting an art show called Fire Down There this Thursday at Walsh Metal Works Gallery in Peters Rest. We spoke with the artist and was able to get a sneak peek of his work that would be on display.
I'm John Jones. I'm a visual artist. Basically, I work in paint or mixed media. I paint themes that are usually musical or about dance. And I'm having an art show at the Wash Metalworks Gallery tomorrow night, Thursday, March 5th. And that's located at Peters Rest, between the Coca-Cola and Women's Coalition thrift store. I've been an artist all my life, actually. I've been on St. Croix close to 40 years now, and I've been painting. A lot of people know me for my pastel paintings, but I also work in acrylic, oils, and just about any kind of wet medium. For this show, we're going to be doing, the theme is, as I said earlier, music and dance, and I'm exploring the various forms of music, mainly blues, jazz, calypso, and some bambula dance. For example, this picture here represents bambula. It was actually inspired by a performance I saw at the Fort Frederickstead, which Tenzara and her troupe was performing, and it was so spectacular that I went home and I did a painting about it. Bambula is a very powerful African, Caribbean-rooted dance, and I find it to be very moving.
I'm Mike Walsh, and I have Walsh Metalworks Gallery here that's adjacent to my metal shop. It's been here for about 25 years or so. And we're very proud to have John Jones as our next exhibit. We've been wanting to have his work for years, and I've always told him, you know, we want his stuff on the walls because we try to present it in a way that you really won't see on any other venue on St. Croix. We want to try to present it with the kind of dignity and respect that it deserves, and really showcase the work and the great work that it actually is. So even if you don't make it for the opening, I hope people stop by to see it. Our interest is really to expose the island to the advancement that some of these artists have made in their serious undertaking of their own personal work. And John certainly is an example of that. And he's really become a local representative, I think, of the kind of work that can come out of St. Croix at the highest level. So we salute him, and this show is all about that.
The show is going to be Thursday, 5 to 8 p.m. I'm inviting the general public, and what I'm saying is part of my concept of art in that I'm trying a multi-stakeholder approach, meaning I'm inviting everybody, not just a certain group of people, or I think that everybody can benefit from art. It enhances the quality of life in the community, and I think everybody that comes will enjoy it.
We have more news coming up next.
This newscast has been sponsored by Mario's Virgin Crystal. Let us save you the hassle of lugging those jugs around. Purified bottled water conveniently delivered to your home or office. Also available in your favorite grocery store. Call 773-2810.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
And finally tonight, here is Stephen Koof Francis with your Sports 411 update.
Thanks a lot, Junior. Stephen Koof Francis here with your Sports 411 update. I'm joined by Coach Basie from Positive Guidance, and they're having their second annual Small Fry tournament this weekend. Coach, thanks for stopping by. And it's always good to and always positive to have something for the kids, and you definitely have something this weekend for the kids.
Yeah, this weekend at the Central Health Gym we'll be having the second annual Small Fry tournament. The tournament is geared for youngsters between the ages or under 13 years old, and you got to be 5'1" and under. It's a tournament that's held abroad in Puerto Rico and all over. St. Thomas is coming over. They're the defending champions from last year, our first one. And this year we have a pretty good, really good team, and we're looking forward to competing and having a nice tournament for the youngsters.
Okay, Coach, sounds good. What time does the action tips off?
We start on Friday at 6 o'clock. We have 3 games on Friday. We have the Lakers. They're also taking part of that. I got to thank DT, the coach for the Lakers. He's doing a marvelous and wonderful job with those youngsters, and I really appreciate his hard work he's doing. And we have Omega from Frederickstead area, the Claro area. Along, like I said, St. Thomas, DT is bringing 2 teams. Positive Guidance is bringing 2 teams. So we're going to have a really interesting tournament. Saturday we'll be there from, the first game starts at 9 o'clock, and we'll be there all throughout the day. So we'll be there Friday at 6. We start at 6 o'clock on Friday, and then Saturday we start at 9 in the morning.
Sounds good, man. And I know you definitely probably want to thank some people who help you do this, because it's not easy putting on something like this.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna thank my Positive Guidance parents. The parents for Positive Guidance have been the backbone of this organization. They come out, although some of their children are not competing, they support Positive Guidance because they know Positive Guidance, what Positive Guidance does, and it benefits all the youngsters. I have an open door policy to any youngster on the island. If you want to come and take part and participate with us, you could always come to the Elena Gym from Monday to Thursday. But I definitely got to thank the parents. I got to thank the public. But I really got to show some appreciation for our parents. And we need more parents to come involved. Sometimes we have 5-6 teams, and we don't have parents from the other teams showing up. So please, parents, adults, senators, whoever can, just come and show your support to these young kids. The St. Thomas team, along with our St. Croix team, it's a St. Croix-based team, will be traveling to Orlando on April 5th, and we'll be taking part in the National Small Fry Tournament. So this is a fundraiser. We're trying to raise funds to continue to travel to Orlando and come out, support the youngsters, That's what I think.
Definitely. Folks like the man, like Coach Basie said, come out and show your support, fill up the stands, cheer on these youngsters. See, even me, I got on my Positive Guidance blue.
Yes.
Hey, that's the look at your Sports 411 update. I'm Stephen Koof Francis for News Channel 8. Back to you, Junior.
Don't go anywhere. We have your weather coming up next.
Your weather coming up next. Your weather.
And here's a look at your local weather.
Tonight, isolated showers, partly cloudy with a low around 73, east wind around 18 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. On Thursday, isolated showers, sunny with a high near 86, east wind around 17 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 10%. On Thursday night, isolated showers, mostly clear with the low around 73, east wind around 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. And on Friday night, isolated showers, sunny with a high near 86, east-southeast wind 8 to 13 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 10%. This is Cheryl Francis with your Channel 8 News Weather.
Well, before we go, News Channel 8 and the staff here at WSVI-TV would like to congratulate Earl Morris and Sadie Ali on a newborn 8-pound baby girl, Sophia Sarah Morris, who was born on February 26, 2015. There's nothing more beautiful than life itself. Well, I'm Junior Judah Garcia, and World News is up next. Good night, Virgin Islands.
News Channel 8 is brought to you by Body Beast. Call in the Virgin Islands 1-800-458-6815 for Body Beast.
This program is the real deal. If you knew me a while ago and you see me today, you'd be like, man, what are you doing? I'm doing Body Beast.
I decided to try Body Beast because I was looking for something different. I wanted to lose weight at the same time gain muscle. It's easy.